Hey guys, it's Sunday. Welcome. This is Dr. B Q&A. We're going to be talking about self-care. What is it? What does it mean? Why do I have to do it? Okay guys, like I said, I'm going to talk a little bit about self-care. I've had a couple emails and a couple comments here and there like, Brandy, what is self-care? Why do you keep talking about it? Self-care is something that I feel is absolutely necessary to our emotional well-being. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what self-care looks like towards the end of this video. But in the beginning, I want to talk a little bit about the labels that are surrounding self-care and our idea of what self-care is. And I feel like in our society, we get some mixed messages when it comes to taking care of ourselves and being nice to ourselves. Sometimes we get labeled as being selfish, and maybe we're doing this labeling ourselves within ourselves and keeping ourselves from self-care because of these things. Sometimes we might think of it as selfish, we might think of it as being too expensive, we might think of it as too time-consuming, we're too busy to take care of ourselves, or in some cases, maybe we don't feel like we deserve self-care. And I want to battle some of those ideas and false beliefs a little bit and say, for the first one, if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to do it for you? There's nobody out there who is going to come in and take care of you for you. And even if they do, it won't feel as good because you're not doing it for yourself. Until you are able to love yourself, you won't be able to fully receive love from anybody else. So I'd like to battle that first one as looking at it from a selfish standpoint, because you have to fill your own cup before you can pour into anybody else's cup, before you can take care of anybody else. And I am guilty of this. I'm terrible at self-care at times, and I have to sit back when I get really stressed and really look at myself and see if I'm doing any self-care at all. And self-care doesn't have to cost anything. It can be something really simple. It can be something that's not time consuming. It can be really fast. In fact, I'm going to link a really good website that talks about 5-minute self-care activities. And I love them. And they're really quick, they're really fast, and you get some of the benefits of relaxation and dopamine and just mindfulness and being present. And the last one of not deserving self-care. Sometimes we think, oh yeah, I deserve self-care, I'm going to do that. But when it really comes down to it and we look at our life and we look at all the things that we're exerting energy into and putting ourselves into, and we lay those out. I've had a lot of clients who think they're doing self-care or think that they deserve self-love. And when they lay everything out, they realize they've left themselves completely out of the plan. There's everybody in their family, neighbors, relatives, a whole bunch of other people that they're caring for, and there is not one single activity or space of time where they're able to just be with themselves. And when it boils down to it, when we've really dug deep, it's because they feel like they don't deserve their own self-care. They don't deserve their own love. And so that self-worth piece, if you're really feeling something along those lines, then I would challenge you to start working on yourself in that way and start focusing on ways to take care of that piece and find ways to love yourself and come to an okay place with yourself, or even like yourself. That's the first step. So what is self-care? This is really tricky because I feel like self-care is very different for everybody. Depending on who you are, your personality, your likes, etc., how you grew up. There's so many variables that go into what self-care will look like for you. So what I like to say, in kind of a general idea of how self-care should be looked at, is there's 4 really main places where we need to focus. Our emotional and cognitive processes need caring. So that's one area: emotional, rational, spiritual, and physical. All of those places are places we could focus our self-care. Maybe we're doing exercise for our physical. Maybe we're sleeping for our physical. For our emotional and our rational, maybe we're learning something new. Maybe we're taking time out to try something new. Emotional, maybe we're speaking to somebody, writing in our journal, talking to somebody to alleviate some negative stress or symptoms in some way. So these are all areas that we need to focus on, or all areas that we really need to look at to say, am I hitting these points in my life? Am I giving my body some self-care? Am I giving my mind time? Am I showing, myself love in all these different places? So that being said, I'm going to click those links down below. Go ahead and take a look at those if you'd like and get some self-care ideas. Go ahead and give me some comments, questions. As always, like, subscribe if you can. Check out some of my other videos. I talk about self-care a lot, and so I wanted to incorporate this video a little bit. And then also, I'd like to hear from you. What do you do? What's your favorite form of self-care? When you look at things, what really makes you feel relaxed and loved and cared for and calm? So thanks everybody, and I hope you have a great weekend. Continue it on for the next week. Talk to you later.